Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? You're watching George Reviews. I am an 80s Transformer fan, and I'm about to review my fourth and final Club Grayskull Filmation figure from Super 7 in this wave. It is Master of the Universe Grizzlor from Super 7 Adult Collector. This is his brown mailer. Nothing special going on with this thing. You get it open and get it cracking. If I can slide it out in one try, which I probably can't because my hand won't fit inside. Actually got it. I got it. And here is his slipcover packaging. It is the Castle Grayskull motif, the jaw bridge right there in front of you, the little crest on the jaw bridge. Side of the box, the side of the castle. Back of the box is He-Man and Master of the Universe. So it's like a starry sky going on. Super7.com down here. The other side of the castle. And we lift the slipcover and we have Grizzlor standing inside Castle Grayskull for some odd reason. I don't think he's ever seen Castle Grayskull. Well, maybe in the storyline, but not in the comics. There is Grizzlor inside the box. And you can see he's packaged with, I believe, one weapon, like a laser rod or whatever from the Horde Trooper. Oh, there's a shield down there at the bottom. And the front of the box says He-Man, Master of the Universe, Grizzlor, Door Collector, Super 7. And here's the side of the packaging. Now this window is open. Grizzlor standing in front of, I believe that's the Fright Zone. Yeah, the Fright Zone. And at the bottom of Grizzlor's box is a mini bio you can pause and read. Do I have it all in? I think I got it all in. You can pause and read that. And he's looking very much Filmation artwork out. Side of the castle, get Grizzlor open. Open it at the top of this window box, which is the top of the castle, by the way. And it kind of pops up when you open up to complete the picture. Sliding him out, there is Grizzlor packaged with his two accessories I already mentioned. Now to slide Grizzlor out, I cut the tape, and this is what's inside right here, everything we saw. And inside the box, you can see the inner castle of Castle Grayskull, winding staircase, a couple torches. Pretty cool stuff on the Grizzlor. After you cut two ties on Grizzlor, he is free from his packaging. Put Grizzlor to the side, remove his accessory, this little laser rod. And inside, in a tiny poly bag, is his shield weapon. I'm going to go ahead and free that right now so it's available to me when I get to it. Giant Horde logo on that. And on to Grizzlor himself. And man, this sculpt, this reminds me of Andre the Giant as Bigfoot on the $6 Million Man. And yeah, I'm old enough to remember that. Anyway, taking a look at Grizzlor, he's mostly plastic and not a whole lot of paint. Like when I say that, I mean this is like a brown rubbery plastic. Then the face is two different plastics. I don't think it's a lot of paint going on, which means they probably couldn't screw up the paint. So let's take a look at what I do believe is paint, like the red over the little black painted here. And there's a little bit off line work right there, now that I mention it. And again, this little belt going around his chest is painted black. And it's okay, it's pretty okay. Coming to his boots, I got a little bit of a paint splotch right there. And a little bit of bleed right there. So a little bit of paint is not that great, but it's not bad either. And again, this little furry, his fur, supposed to be fur, is a rubbery, is like just rubber, a rubber, like I want to say armor, but it's not armor, but it's like, it's not the buck either. Normally they just sculpt the buck into looking like the armor, but if you look under his arm, you can see there's another, get his arm out of the way, you can see there's another buck or something underneath. So if you want to, you can cut this off and it'd still be a body underneath this little rubbery part. But this is supposed to be his fur, which is a little odd, but I get what they're doing to get that Filmation look. And taking a look at his face, he has yellow eyes that are done pretty well on mine. He has two fangs jutting from his upper lip. Guess that's done pretty well too, and not a whole lot going on in this guy. And then the fur around his head, all these guys have very hard heads. The plastic on their head is extremely hard. And I didn't mention that on some of my other figures that I got from Super 7, but like, man, I remembered it this time to tell you how hard the head is. So, speaking of Grizzlor head, we're going to check his articulation. You can look down just a bit, look up just a bit. His head is not 360 and because of the shoulder pad right here. It's like, I guess I could force it around, but it's banging up against the thick shoulder pad. So that's all you're getting out of the head from left to right, and it's up and down motion. Coming to his arm, these are the same shoulders and arms as the Master of the Universe, but the hands are different. I'll get to that. And you get the same amount of articulation. They rotate. They kind of bump up against his shoulder fur, but it's soft so you can move it out of the way and still get the same standard positions. Same thing out to the side. He rotates at the bicep right there. Get his arm and elbow up this far, and you come down to his hand, and it's on a hinge there. Will 360. Man, these little claws are sharp. The safety regulations at Super 7 is so different, but it is cool. These little claws are hard. His hand, you think it would be a little bit softer, but his hand is very hard. And the claws are, of course, painted black. And has a molded detail in his palm. Turn him around, has a little fat fingers, which is kind of cool. Looks very much like the cartoon. Of course, this is what it's intended to be. Of course, and there's no ab crunch underneath this buck thing at all, even though it's a piece over it. Well, we're going to go to his waist where we 360 this guy. Legs, as far, legs this far. It's kind of bumping up against the little rubbery butt piece right there and jutting back a little bit. Had the same ball joints in there, same thigh swivel at the top of the 360. Bend his knee very stiff this far, and the return of the boot cut. He has a boot cut right there, 360 in there, coming to his ankle, down and up, side to side. So that is Grizzlor's articulation. Pretty cool figure. Oh, look like I chipped something or rubbed something wrong right here and got some bent plastic, which sucks. Anyway, on to his accessories. Here's his little laser thing, which it sucks that it's like a flat purple paint, and again, they could have just got some freaking purple plastic and been done with it. So because of the position of his hands, this guy could have used a second set of hands, open and close hands, man. So, but they stuck this little strap piece on there to kind of hold it on there, so you just kind of like work it over his finger so he can hold the little laser thing, and I guess get his thumbnail close to the button. It has a couple little molded buttons on it. Not a whole lot going on with it other than that. And because of the way he holds it, you really can't aim it at rebels, if you know what I mean. Like, he got to kind of shoot like this. I got your rebel. Like, he doesn't have the articulation to point his hand and aim it properly, so he's pretty much standing here holding it, you know, I guess on guard in case he's gonna shoot rebels. He's chilling like this. Yeah, I hope them rebels come by and I gotta shoot them. So anyway, that's that accessory. I believe it's the same thing in both hands, in case you're wondering. In this hand, we got the same thing going on. Big giant paws holding it, and he really can't like aim it properly at people. Yep, same thing. Then he comes with this gigantic shield. I'm gonna take a look at that. It looks pretty cool. Check out the paint work on it. It's a little bit of paint bleed and nicks right there going on in the back of the shield. And I'm not sure if this is molded in black plastic or red plastic. I want to say it's molded in black plastic. Think maybe red. I don't know. I think maybe red and the gray and black is just anyway, I don't know. So it has some rivets going on around the border. I guess it's made out of metal typhonium or whatever they make on Horde Prime. The giant bat logo or whatever. And we're going to try to get this in his hand. Put it in his offhand. I guess between the thickness of his hand and then this piece sticking out, it's going to stick in here on whoa. So, and look, I just scraped the paint off his nail, off his fingernail, putting it in his hand. It sounded like I broke the damn fingernail off. Well, here's the shield in his hand, and man, this big brute, what the hell does he need to do with a shield? He's basically a damn Bigfoot. A Yeti or something. He's holding the shield. Roar! He looks very menacing though, actually. And he holds it in either hand just fine. And this shield, it was seen used by a few different people in the cartoon. I think like one of the generals and Horde. But I noticed, I tried to bring it out and put it in Horde's hand. And this little piece right here is way too big for Horde's handhold to put it in. So he can't hold it without stretching the heck out of his hand, which is a shame. Okay, on to comparison with his Master of the Universe Classics Filmation figure from Mattel. And this figure was based on the vintage figure. You can see a huge difference. You can see the actual simulated fur all over this guy, as opposed to this one has a plastic fur. Well, actually, it looks nice. This actually looks wild and crazy, but it's cool too. The harness that holds his Horde emblem over his chest is yellow. Over here on the cartoon is black. He has yellow gauntlets on over here and none over there in Filmation. And if you can see it down there, he has the black boots with Horde symbols on each boot. And that's kind of similar over here. The two fangs jutting out of his mouth. He has a Horde armband on his arm. And a lot of differences and some similarities in his eyes. His eyes are blood red with yellow pupils. And over here, this guy's eyes are just yellow. So you can see where they just made it more simplistic for the cartoon, make it easier to draw from episode to episode, and just toned it down a bit. So that is that. And back to Grizzlor. I actually like this figure, even though he doesn't blow me away and there's not a lot to the guy. His accessories kind of suck. I mean, the shield's cool, but this big old guy got a shield, man, I don't know. And yeah, this thing, for two reasons, it sucks. So, but he's pretty cool. He's done well, which surprises me lately from Super 7 putting out a much better quality product. And they need to, because they're basically selling us figures that most of us have, I think. I mean, there's some newcomers to the party that don't have them, but most people know about the online purchasing, Super 7 and all that. We got these figures. We got a lot of them. So they need to put their best foot forward when trying to sell us recycled, retooled, and with a fresh look figure. But anyway, he's done well. You can no longer get this guy at Super 7, blah, 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 all that. And you got to get him on the aftermarket. You're going to pay maybe $50 up. I would try eBay. I would try eBay because some people bought the whole wave and don't want certain figures, and you might be able to get him at cost or close to what he originally cost on eBay. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I would try eBay before I try the online stores such as Big Bad. And he's a really cool figure. He's done well. I don't know how much I would recommend going after this guy, but he's done very well. He's pretty cool. And I am George the Age Transformer fan, and you just watched a review where every toy has a story.
I'm Horde!